And welcome everybody to episode 14 of the Pro School Podcast. Last week I said 12 and then I cut it out in the edit, but last week it was episode 13. So I got it right this week, at least I hope I did. I'm Tom on Treads, and as always, this is Jay.
Hi. Wow, that was Tom on Treads. Like, you put in your full title, instead of going the Shaky J, it was just, this is... I think there was even a sigh in between the this is Jay. Like, it's like, you know what's happening. Why the fuck are you disappointed? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have sighed. I enjoy our weekly conversations.
Oh, I do too. They're good fun. I had a shit day at work today, and I've been looking forward to this just to bring my mood up again.
That's because, just like, you're a teacher. I'm becoming one, but you are one, so sucked in.
Most of the time I love my work. Today, some of the kids just really got on my tits. Not literally anyone who's freaking perverted at home. But yeah, plus all the parents locally are sending their kids back to school when we've still got the lockdown sort of stuff.
And you've got confirmed cases up there.
Yeah, oh, exactly. It's just because parents don't want to deal with their kids anymore. It's like, fuck off. You had them. You deal with them.
True. Like, Taya's an essential worker, so we could technically send the kids to school, but I'm happy you're homeschooling them.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I know that there's kids at work at the moment whose parents aren't essential workers.
Yeah.
And they're still sending them because they can't handle them at home. And it's like, fuck, if you don't want to have kids, if you don't want to look after your kids, don't fucking have them. It's a lot cheaper. It's frustrating for me.
In case you can't tell everyone, Jay's going to be venting on this show.
I've got some rage moments, but I'm going for a nostalgia hit with some of the stuff of this episode, so that should make things a bit better for me.
So in this episode, we're going to be talking about our reveals of our Summerslam punishment. So we're going to be giving each other our top 10 video topics.
And then the other thing we're going to talk about is what got us into Marvel, our Marvel cherry popping, as it were. Those first moments where we watched or read something or saw something Marvel and said, ooh, I like this. I'm going to keep watching this or reading this or looking at this, and then see where it leads to after that. Yeah.
For me, it's
we're not talking about that yet. Wait for that.
Oh yeah.
Don't blow your load early.
It'll come up later. So so that's what we're going to be talking about in this episode. Right now, we're going to be eating up the intro music. Enjoy.
Welcome. Welcome to the Before It Was Cool podcast.
And that was the theme music. I'm Shaky J. This is Tom on Treads, and we are back. Okay, so punishment time. Come on, get me, Daddy. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried to think of things that you hate, and then I thought of things that you like, and I thought maybe I should be nice, but then I thought, fuck that. So, your top 10 will be something I know for a fact you fucking hate, and that is top 10 crazy flat earth theories.
You're not just going to go... No, see, I'm going to find this entertaining, so I'm okay.
Meaning you have to look up flat earth theories.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with it. I love seeing the stupidity of people. But flat earthers are pretty harmless when it comes to conspiracy theorists. They're not like putting anyone else's health at risk. They just think, the earth's flat, because I haven't seen anything round and don't know how size can make things look flatter than what they actually are. So I'm not concerned. No, that is actually an enjoyable punishment. Thank you, Daddy. Can I have another one?
Oh, God.
Wait till you hear yours. Because I actually went for similar sort of view as what you did. I thought I'll take something you like and add something you dislike. So I thought, okay, you have to watch the Johnny Depp Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and create a top 10 of your favorite moments from it.
Oh, fuck.
What? I thought you liked the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Oh, fuck me. And I have to find things I like.
Yeah, I
10
know.
of
That's the
I
challenge.
have to find 10 of them. Fucking hell. I thought mine was cool making you look up fucking flat earth theories, but god damn. Oh, I could have made mine so much worse, and if I hadn't known you were gonna drop that, I would have.
Why do you think I
'Cause
got you
I-
to explain yours first? So I was going to wait until you said yours first, so I could determine how heavy I could go and get away with,
Oh,
and if
you
I needed
could
to be really cruel.
I was almost gonna say, instead of crazy flat earth theories, plausible flat earth theories, and that would have pissed you right off.
Oh no, that would have still been easy because none of them are plausible, and to them, they're all plausible. Like,
But you
There's,
would have
like-
had to have made them plausible.
oh, what to actually argue as to why it's possible? That could have been.
Yeah.
fun. I don't mind arguing, so that works for me. Like,
Oh,
like this one. Like, if you had to go on anti-vax theories, that would have probably caused some issues.
I wouldn't even go there because they're all stupid. There is
Oh.
no such thing as a plausible anti-vax theory.
Yeah, and there's no plausible thing as a flat Earth theory either, but you attempted to go there.
Yeah, but that would have been funny.
Oh yeah, and no, I actually like my punishment. Yours, I know you're gonna be suffering. I think
Fuck.
I think Taya should record like just a video of you watching it to put on the YouTube channel just to watch your facial expressions and your frustration.
Oh, a live viewing of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Fuck. Oh, you got me.
Like, I'm
You
just
did get
imagining
me.
you just sitting there, just angry, just bad body language, multiple swearing moments. It'd be great.
I'll be screaming at the TV.
Oh, yeah, I hope
Oh,
so.
what the fuck is that? Seriously,
Yeah.
come on.
Have you seen the remake?
Yeah,
So you have actually seen it, okay.
yeah. I watched it in the cinema when it first came out, and then I walked out going, what the hell was that? I would have said, what the fuck was that? But I was with my parents.
Yeah.
Oh,
So enjoy that.
goddamn.
Anyway, we'll move on and talk about our first tastes of Marvel. So we'll share yours first because I've got a big thing to talk about with mine. So, and you said yours is boring, so I assume it'll be slow. Well, not much to it. Sorry, not slow.
Well, my dick is named Marvel, and that had to be one of your first tastes.
Surprisingly, not because it wasn't that marvelous. It was a bit comic though, so
My testicles are like pretty glorious. They're like Bobby Roode. My first foray into the Marvel sphere. I can't say MCU, and we
I
actually
was
have
gonna say
a
just Marvel Extended Universe.
yeah, the Marvel extended, like the comics, the cartoons, the movies, and all that. Believe it or not, was actually that I can remember because I probably did watch the cartoons when I was younger. But as far as remembering, it would have to be Men in Black 1.
I didn't know Men in Black was Marvel. I thought it was DC.
Nah, it's Marvel. It got bought by Marvel back in the 70s, I think it was. It wasn't created by them, but it was like Captain America. It wasn't created by them, but it was bought by them. Like, if you watch all three
But it's like-
MIB movies to the end, the Marvel logo shows up.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, just
Cool.
watching that randomly of All-Star. Before Foxtel, there was All-Star. Actually, around the same time,
Yeah.
because Foxtel's been around.
They were two separate
For
companies, and then
decades.
they became one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Fox
Quick question:
bought them.
Did that move you into checking out more Marvel stuff, or not really?
A little bit. Like, my first foray into the comics was Star Wars, actually. Like when Marvel started producing Star Wars comics.
Well, that's only recently. I thought it was Dark Horse that did the Marvel comic, the Star Wars comics.
Sorry, I put them under Marvel. The original ones were Dark Horse, and then the storylines got bought by Marvel, then re-released. So I call them all Marvel.
Okay.
Now.
Fair enough.
But
No, that's
yeah, and like, shit. Yeah, probably cartoons back in the 90s. The
cool,
Hulk
but that was the
with
first
Lou Ferrigno.
memorable one for you.
First memorable one was the MIB.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Hulk, the Lou Ferrigno Hulk, used to love watching that TV series.
Fair enough. I've never watched it, so that's one that I've never actually checked out.
Lou Ferrigno is the last person. Lou Ferrigno is the last person to ever play the Hulk
in live action.
Yeah, because now he's CGI. Bruce Banner is played by multiple
parts of the face
actors.
aren't like it's
like it's still CGI. It's mocap, but it's all CGI.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno also still does the voice some of the time.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's I know in some of the standalone, like the original Hulk movies, like that are part of the MCU, he was involved doing the voices. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, he did the voices for Hulk quite a few times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I doubt he would still be because, what's his name? Mark Ruffalo is Professor Hulk now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they actually go with that. I'm looking forward to seeing, because the next appearance he's due to make is in what's his name? She-Hulk. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but apparently he makes an appearance in Shang-Chi.
Okay. Well, of course you haven't seen it yet. It hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, it premiered like a week ago.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's just not out on Disney Plus or anything yet. But yeah, it's it should be cool. Apparently, it's going to tie in a lot of things from Endgame to fit with how they're gonna go forward in the MCU. Then Spider-Man's gonna fuck everything up.
Yeah. Though, have you watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
I do love how they deal with a lot of the aftermath of like bringing everyone back and all the displaced people and stuff. I thought that was a really cool idea and a really cool thing to work with. But anyway, shall I share my first introduction?
No.
Okay. Well, bye everyone. I've been Shaky J. This is Tom on Treads.
No, yeah, sure, go for it. I'm interested to hear this one because, from what I understand, you've been a Marvel fan longer than me.
Yeah,
like, I was a fan, but I wasn't really like.
Well, I'm guessing so.
Buying it and getting really deeply into it. Plus, you're older than me.
What, by a year, isn't it, or two?
Yeah, a bit under a year. I turned 32 last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. I said happy birthday to you. Yeah, I'm turning 33 at the end of October, so yeah, it's just a bit over a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so my first introduction to anything Marvel was actually the original Transformers cartoon series.
Transformers Marvel?
At that stage, yeah, it was part of the Marvel sort of thing because Spider-Man would appear at the end of it.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
This is G1. This is old school.
I thought Transformers were Hasbro.
They were original. They're owned by Hasbro, but then for the cartoon series and comic series they had, Marvel was involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. Which, like, now you're making me doubt myself, so I'm just going to quickly check. But if it wasn't that, it was probably the 90s cartoons, in particular the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
That cartoon series was amazing to watch and had one of the best 90s theme songs. Like just the It gets stuck in my head still to this day, and it'll probably be stuck in my head for like 3 hours after this.
The 90s theme song that got stuck in my head is Go Go Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. So yeah, I've quickly double checked. Yeah, so the original Transformers series in comics was by Marvel, and Spider-Man actually battles Megatron at one stage.
Or what?
Yeah, there's
cool.
heaps of interactions between them, and it's there's also Transformers and GI Joe, because GI Joe was a Marvel run as well.
Yeah.
And then then Transformers GI Joe, and then GI Joe and a lot of Marvel heroes too.
Oh, okay. So Hasbro must have had a deal with Marvel.
Yeah.
Because they're GI Joe as well.
Yeah. Well, of course they're just trying to sell toys for the most part, but but yeah, that wasn't what really got that was my first introduction to Marvel. But the thing that really got me into them was pretty much the '90s X-Men cartoon, which I've been rewatching on Disney Plus, and it's still good. A bit cheesy at moments, but it's still very enjoyable. Then I also watched. Then it was also the '90s Iron Man cartoon.
Yeah.
And Iron Man that's why I was always really excited when Iron Man came out as an actual movie and stuff, because he wasn't really given much treatment throughout things. And then it was the '90s Spider-Man cartoon series, one of the many, but there was one in particular that was just really good. Once again, awesome theme song, and yeah, really well written, really fun, as it should be with Spider-Man, but just really quite enjoyable. So yeah, it was a bit of a combination of Transformers and some typical Marvel bigwig ones that came out. Yeah,
sounds good to me.
And then
so
though I think the first. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, so what would have been your first comic book?
First comic book, I think it was one I got in a show bag. I got two in a show bag. One was Spider-Man, and he had to take on Typhoid Mary, and the other was a character called Strong Guy. So it was Strong Guy Reborn. Strong Guy was a member of X Factor Investigations, which was X Factor was kind of an offshoot of the X-Men, where it used some lesser known characters. So the main ones in X Factor were Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, who's made an appearance in the third X-Men movie, I think it is. He could make copies of himself. There was Strong Guy, who so he was pretty much completely off in his proportions. Like, his top half was all just muscle, bottom half was tiny legs, and his whole thing was that whenever he'd take any form of physical hit, he would absorb that energy, but he then had to physically release it as well. And when he was a kid, he got hit by a car, and that caused his body to go into ridiculous proportions. But the issue is, if he gets hit with this energy and doesn't physically release it in a punch or whatever, it puts huge pressure on his heart, and the character's had multiple heart attacks and stuff. So yeah, really quite interesting character, and it went through he was working as a bodyguard and it wasn't Dazzler for anyone who's questioning it, it was Laura Cheney, who could teleport and stuff. But then some other members of X Factor were Wolfsbane, who was pretty much like a werewolf character. I think Havoc was a member of them as well. Cyclops' brother.
Yeah.
Let me look it up, because now I'm going to be just kicking myself if I've got this wrong. Because this is from when I was a lot younger. So yeah, those were my first comic books. What about you? Did you read many comics at all? Or?
I didn't go out of my way to read them when I was a little kid. We were not a very we didn't have money for extra things, if you know what I mean. I was youngest of four, and we were fairly broke growing up. So, like, if I wanted $5 to go buy a comic book, Mum and Dad couldn't afford it. So I was like, oh, fuck. And now, with the advent of smart devices, you can get them anywhere. But like, I got a few here and there, like freebies. I can't remember. I think it was a reissue of like, it obviously wasn't the original, because the original's worth a buttload, but it was a reissue of Fantastic. What is it? Number issue 115 of is it? It's not the Fantastic Four. It's the first appearance of Spider-Man.
Oh, Fantastic Tales. I
Yeah,
think it
something
is.
like that. Yeah, I know it was 115, and that was my first foray, but it was a reissue, so it was like a $2 thing that one of my parents' friends' sons gave to me. And that
Okay.
was my first foray. And I was like 6 at the time, so I was like, oh, look at the pretty colors.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. So yeah, with X Factor, the original thing was the original team of X-Men, the First Class. But then in the 90s, it became it was a different thing altogether. All still mutants. So there was one character who was a US government agent who kept them in line, sort of thing. There was
Yeah.
Havoc, as I said, Multiple Man, as I said, Strong Guy, Wolfsbane, but then there was also Quicksilver, who everyone knows,
Yeah.
and Polaris, who was another potential child of Magneto, who was Havoc's lover. But yeah, it was just another mutant team in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that was my first Marvel comic that I owned, and that came to me in a show bag that my uncle got for me from the Royal Easter Show because he drove buses for it.
Lucky.
Yeah, oh, he got me show bags most years, which was pretty good. You've already said what your first Marvel movie that you remember was, and I've worked out what mine is. Mine is an old school Captain America movie.
Oh, shit. I know the one you're
Yeah.
talking about. There was one from the 70s and one from the 90s. Which one are you talking about?
I think it was probably the 90s.
With the motorcycle helmet and the clear shield?
Maybe? I'm trying to have a look. I'm looking through now, the 1990 film. Yeah, it was the 1990 one. Wasn't a clear shield at least from the cover. But it was made as a combination between America and Yugoslavia. Ugh.
Oh, God. The Plot School podcast is now on Patreon. There are 6 tiers to choose from, ranging from $1 to $100. $1 gets you just to help. $3 gets you a shout out in every episode, except for the episodes in the next tier. $10 gets you your choice. You choose the topic and I record a solo episode dedicated to you with no ads or other Patreon shout outs. $15 is Produce It Up. You get the opportunity to choose the week's topic and the co-host. The code should be attainable and knowledgeable on the subjects. 26 spots available. $50 gets you the VIP co-host position. 3 spots available. $100 is make the Before It Was Cool podcast your own. You and a person of your choosing make an episode. You can even change the intro music and artwork, and you can edit or ask Tom to edit to your specifications. Go to patreon.com before IWC and you will get to our landing page. That's patreon.com before IWC. Please support us so that we can continue to provide you with quality content each and every week. It's I'm pretty sure that movie's on, I think, Amazon Prime at the moment.
Ugh. Why?
Because people still like watching that shit. I don't know
Don't get me
why.
wrong, it's fun to watch, like, from a cringe point of view, like so bad it's good sort of thing, but there's better so bad it's good sort of things. Like, like, if I'm correct, it doesn't even have a cameo appearance by Stan Lee. Like, come on.
It doesn't. Ah, goddamn.
Yeah,
I read
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 12%.
oh, it's close as no to 0.
Right.
But I read an interesting thing the other day. The original idea that was pitched to Stan Lee for the end of Endgame was Endgame. His cameo was gonna be he was old Cap right at the end. He was gonna be Cap sitting on the bench. That was gonna be his exit. And that would have been the way that it explained the fact that he's in every single MCU film. It would have been Captain America looking over his friends.
It's cute, but I don't like it.
I don't know if it would have worked. I like the way they did it, and I like the fact that he would have been a Watcher.
Yeah, I think the Watcher is the best way to do it. I really like that idea, but yeah.
Have you been watching What If?
I haven't started it yet. What's it like?
It's pretty fucking good. It's animated, but it's pretty fucking good.
I've got no issues with animated.
The first episode is what if what if Steve Rogers wasn't the super soldier? What if it was what's his face? Yeah. And
I know what some of it's about and stuff, so yeah, I am looking forward to watching it, just gotta get around to it.
Yeah. The second episode is what if Peter Quill wasn't picked up? What if it was I can't pronounce his name.
T'Challa.
Yeah, from Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman did the voiceover work for it before he passed away.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, like the What If universe in the comics is always pretty amusing. Some of the things they come up with, like I'm gonna go into another tangent, but let me just try and find Marvel What If comic books. But yeah, some of the stuff, like some of it there's some very amusing ones, where it's just silly sort of stuff. Because it started in 1977. So Spider-Man joining the Fantastic Four. Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner. Some pretty standard sort of ones. If the Fantastic Four had different superpowers. They did a 1950s version of the Avengers, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because they've actually done some parts where they've actually then made them canon. Like what if Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor, and that's actually happened now?
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian walked the Earth today, because Conan the Barbarian's part of it all as well.
See, Marvel.
Yeah, he's currently a part of the Savage Avengers, which is him, Venom, Punisher, and Wolverine, I think.
Was he always Marvel?
I'm not sure if he was always Marvel or not, but I know that he's been he had a comic in the 70s.
In that case, Schwarzenegger's Conan was the first Marvel film that I ever seen.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's brutal. Not brutal, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great because the amount you go back and you actually see Marvel's influence in things in other parts.
Yeah. And what they own.
There is some, if I'm trying to remember where the humorous ones. I'm trying to find so like a lot of them are just like more like big turning points where they change things. Yeah. There's one, what if Wolverine battled Conan the Barbarian? Let me quickly type in something else. The most ridiculous... Okay, it's the ranker list. The 20 most ridiculous what-if questions Marvel ever asked.
Yeah,
so,
go for it.
Okay, there's what if Iron Man was trapped in the time of King Arthur?
Yeah. That could be interesting.
What if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires?
What? Instead of, not Morbius, Dracula. Yeah. It's the word I'm looking for.
Dracula was, yeah. What if Spider-Man's parents destroyed his family? So yeah, what if you were Spider-Man? So I'm assuming it's like a pick your own adventure one. What if Sergeant Fury had fought World War II in outer space? That's back when Fury was Caucasian as well. What if Thanos joined the Avengers?
Yeah. They kind of went into that in the What If series. Thanos is a member of their Ravages.
Okay. Here's another one. What if the original Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four? So it's actually got Stan Lee as Mr. Fantastic. So
And
that's pretty
what's
funny.
his name? Is it
Jack Kirby, Flo
Yeah.
Steinberg, and Sol Brodsky.
Yeah.
What if Dazzler had become the Herald of Galactus? Dazzler's a mutant who turns sound into lights, like perfect for any party or anything.
Yeah.
What if there were 1,000 Hulks instead of just one from the Gamma Bomb? What if Spider-Man continued to mutate, like kept going more and more spiderific? Conan battled Thor or Wolverine. Captain America had led super soldiers. If the Watcher had killed Galactus. Let's see if there's any other interesting ones. Nah. I'll go away, pop up. If Namor had grew up on land, his human father.
He
if
would
Venom
just
had
be
possessed-
Aquaman.
No, because he was around first. The Submariner was around first.
True.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one, and I think it's one I'd like to have watched. What if Venom had possessed the Punisher?
Oh. Frankenvenom.
That would be very that would have been very chompy. Like a lot of eating, I think. What if
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four were cosmonauts, so Russian space program?
Oh, that
could
could
have been
be
interesting.
interesting.
Do you
Yeah.
know who the Invaders were?
Vader.
The Invaders in Marvel Comics?
Was that the Krill?
No,
Oh.
the Skrull. The Skrull, sorry. Or the
Skrull.
Kree. No, the
Kree.
Invaders
I always get those two combined for some reason.
don't, they hate each other.
Yeah, I know.
But no, in early comics, the Invaders were pretty much a Marvel team. It was Captain America's first team before the Avengers, I believe. And yeah, it was Captain America, Namor, the Human Torch, but the Human Torch was an android. It wasn't the actual Human Torch.
Yeah.
The Wizard, who is pretty much a Flash ripoff. But the Wizard just makes it sound like he just needs to pee all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what the name of the woman that was a part of it. Invaders. We're learning something right now. This is great. This is education.
It is. It is. All the listeners are going to be very thankful towards us for
for learning so
teaching them.
much.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, these guys fought in World War II. So Captain America, the Human Torch won. The Iron Cross, which I think is the woman in it,
Yeah.
who was just had an armored suit that allowed her to fight, and Bucky was part of it as well. But okay, just so yeah, the World War II one was Captain America, Steve Rogers, Bucky, the original Human Torch, Torch's sidekick Toro. Don't know who that is. Namor, and they all fought Nazis and stuff, and Churchill was in there and everything.
That
Yeah.
could be, yeah.
So yeah, there's one of the weird ones for you.
Yeah. Well, I suppose they could do it now if they can get Chris Evans to do it again. They could do an Invaders movie because he's going back to the past.
What? Well, no, but the thing is, it's still not the same character. It was actually an android that was made. It wasn't Johnny Storm.
No, I'm talking
yeah,
about Chris Evans as Captain America.
Oh, Chris Evans as Captain America. Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking Chris Evans as the Human Torch, because he played that too.
Yeah, but that's way back in the day.
Oh, I know, but still pretty amusing. Like, I love looking at the heroes who've played multiple Marvel heroes, or just played, like, I think it's Chris Evans has actually been a huge amount of different superheroes from different comics. Not just superheroes, but just he's been in so many comic movies.
Yeah. I know Ryan
he's done the
Reynolds
MCU.
has.
He was in Fantastic Four. Trying to think who else. There was a list I saw of a heap of them who'd been in a couple.
What's his name from
what's
Luke
his name?
Cage? The guy who plays Luke Cage. He's in 2 separate Marvel movies. In a TV series. He was in Men in Black 3, and he was in fuck, what was it? Might have been one of the X-Men movies, and he was in, obviously, Luke Cage.
Yeah.
The Ryan Reynolds has been Deadpool, Green Lantern, Deadpool, R.I.P.D. He was in
Blade
another
3?
one as Blade 3. That's it.
Yeah, he was I can't remember. Now I got to look at this one up as well.
What was his name in Blade 3? It was Hannibal?
Yeah, see, I kept thinking Montana, and I was just making the Hannah sound. And Triple H is in that too.
Yeah, he is. He is. And it was the one Del Toro didn't do. What was that?
Hannibal King is the name of the character.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
As much as I don't want to see him get replaced, like, I want to see Ryan Reynolds do him because he did him so well. But like, he was the only good thing in that entire movie, to be honest.
Pretty much, yeah. That and the Chihuahua.
Fuck
the vampiric Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's another interesting one. Patton Oswalt was in it as a character.
Yeah.
And he's currently in the MCU as MODOK.
MODOK, yeah.
Have you watched that series?
No, MODOK isn't part of the MCU. It was the remnants of the Fox universe.
You sure? Because I thought it was still part of it.
I think season 2 will be a part of the Disney MCU, but I'm pretty sure season 1 was in the can during the acquisition.
Yeah,
unlike New Mutants and Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think. And there was one other that was in the can before the acquisition.
Because, yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Although I'm not 100%
mainly
sure on that.
Mainly because they did feature characters like Iron Man. And I think at around that stage, they wouldn't have let go of that for something that was part of the other company.
Yeah, true.
Let me double check. Part of the MCU. But yeah, did you watch that series?
I did. I loved it. It was a very, very good tie-in to bring the, what are they called? What's the organization that MODOK runs?
AIM.
Bring them into it and bring the Inhumans into it.
So yeah, MODOK is not a part of the MCU.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'd like them to bring that in. But apparently the one of the creators specifically said that no, it's not.
Okay.
So yeah, just said.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, it was part of a separate thing.
What was your first Marvel game that you ever played?
That would have been Captain America and the Avengers on the NES.
Shit.
Yeah, it's old school.
Mine would have been Spider-Man 1 on the PS1 or 2. Can't remember. Yeah,
so
2.
Captain America and the Avengers on the NES. Yeah, it was a side-scrolling style beat 'em up, if I remember correctly.
That was the best.
I remember playing because the first two characters you got were Captain America and Hawkeye, and you eventually also got Vision and Iron Man.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad if it's the one I'm thinking of, but yeah, that's what I remember it. But if it wasn't that, it would have probably been X-Men versus Street Fighter.
So Marvel versus Capcom.
No, X-Men versus Street Fighter, which then became.
Yeah, of course, yeah, I know.
Like it slowly built up, like it just kept getting bigger. Like it started as that, and then there was also a Marvel superheroes beat 'em up, like fighting game, which was great. Then it wasn't straight into Marvel versus Capcom. I think it was Street Fighter versus Marvel, and then it was Marvel versus Capcom.
Okay. Yeah, I remember now. Back in the day. Fucking hell. Uh, I, uh,
Yes.
I
Everyone loves a bit of
just,
old school.
I just finished playing, the Avengers on the PS5, and it was okay. Not much more you
I've
can
heard
say
pretty
about it.
average response from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a solid game, but it's not gonna top anyone's list. Oh
Yeah.
god. But
It
I'm looking forward
it
to
wasn't.
Guardians of the Galaxy, which comes out at the end of the year.
Ooh, that could be
Yeah.
fun.
And you get to play all the Guardians, and yeah, it's gonna be a good game. And you can unlock like Teenage Groot, which is pretty cool. And Baby Groot.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look into this. I might have. So this is a separate game, or is this part of the Marvel game, like an
Uh
expansion?
it's a separate game. So like Black Panther is an
Okay.
expansion on the Avengers, but Guardians is its own game.
Okay. See, I'm just looking forward to the next Far Cry, to be honest.
Yeah, Far Cry 6 looks really good. Uh,
Hmm.
I hope I can afford it when it comes out. I was looking at it and I thought, oh fuck it. I played all five of them, all seven of them, and I fucking love them all. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the big special edition. Then I looked at the price and went, okay, I'm gonna get the standard edition.
See, I've got to get a modern console so I can if it's available, if it's not available on previous gen. I wouldn't be surprised. They'd be
Yeah,
dumb to not put it out on previous gen.
yeah, it is available on PS4. It's PS4, PS4 Pro, and PS5. And if you're an idiot and you use Xbox, it's Xbox One and Xbox S and Xbox uh, X, X,
Xbox
yeah,
One X.
and One, yeah,
Yeah.
and all the new ones and old ones. I get confused with Xbox. I've owned them. I played them. I didn't like them.
I don't have no issue with Xbox at all. I just prefer PlayStation. Like the main reason I ever got Xbox was because most of my friends had Xbox, so we could play games together. That was pretty much the main reason.
I used to have an Xbox 360, and I
Hmm.
didn't mind that. It was comparable, if not better, than the PS3. PS4 knocked it right out of the water, and the PS5 is so much better. I played my nephew's Xbox, current gen Xbox, and I was like, wow, the PS5 shits on this.
Well, yeah. Like I've had every PlayStation except for the PS3. That's when I went to Xbox and then went back to PlayStation, and yeah, haven't looked
Yeah,
back.
I've had PS1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. Because I'm literally one of the luckiest sons of bitches in the world.
Did you ever have a PSP?
No, I haven't had a PSP or a Vita. I haven't had the handhelds, but I want to get them.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I've got a PS1, PS2, 3, and 4, and 5 just sitting there.
Have you got both the PS1 and the PSX?
PSX, which was the
The
PSX?
PSX was the grey one. The PS1 was the small white one.
Oh, okay.
They were the
Yeah,
same console. One was just smaller. So yeah,
I've got the big chunky
grey
P.
one.
Yeah, I always got the PS1, but if no, the PSX from the 90s.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I might be wrong. Sorry.
I think they're both PS1, but one is spelled out and the other
Oh,
one
its
is
code
just
name
a
was
letter.
PS1. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. The PS1 was both of those. So it's both the PSX and the PS1. The white one was just the smaller, more compact version that came with DualShock.
Yeah.
PSX was its code name. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first one was PS1, the second one had it spelt out. So yeah, there we go. I don't think everyone wants to listen to us research for the rest of the evening, so how about we call it there?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I was thinking of instead of a video this week, we just do research on our top tens.
Yeah, that sounds fun
'Cause
for
you're
me,
the-
not so fun for you.
You're the first on the chopping block. And I need about
Okay, well,
3
yeah,
weeks to watch that fucking movie. Oh, God.
I feel good. That feels good. I enjoyed that. But yeah, yeah. So expect a video from us not this week, but next week, maybe the week
Yeah.
after.
It'd be at
Depends
some
how
point.
painful it is for both of us. But it will
Yeah.
definitely come out at some point soon. I've been Shaky J. He's been Tom on Treads, and we'll chat to everyone next time.
Before we go, I just want to say a big rest in peace to Daphne. And she's a former professional wrestler. You wrestled for WCW,
And TNA.
TNA, and Impact. And she tragically took her own life last week. And if you are feeling depressed or you need help with anything, there are lifelines that you can call. Please reach out to someone if feeling that way. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but yeah, hit us up on Twitter at before IWC, Facebook, facebook.com/before IWC, email us before it was cool at gmail.com. Go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/before IWC. Check us out on YouTube, before it was cool. Latest video is top 10 pro wrestling championship designs. And the video before that is Jay's top 10 Star Wars games, video games. They are both
Which has been pretty popular
doing
from
really
what I've
well.
been seeing.
Yeah. Your video
Yeah.
is doing really well, and my video is not doing as well. But in the early days,
But it hasn't been out as long.
Yeah, it's only been out for like a day. But yeah, check us out. I'm glad to see CM Punk back in the wrestling. Same with Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole and Ruby Soho.
Well, Adam Cole was still wrestling a few days ago.
He was sports entertaining.
It was NXT. It was still more wrestling.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Then the old guys got a hold of it. But yeah, so that's the end of the show. I know Jay already said our goodbyes. I'm sorry to continue an extra 5 minutes.
No, it's all good. It's all good, dude. It's all done in it's all happy, and we'll probably edit it out so people at home have no idea what we're currently talking about.
Although now I'll probably have to leave it in there because I talked about it. God, I'm an idiot.
Okay, so we could just get rid of all of it and not talk about it, but now we have to get rid of this. Okay, this is just going to be an endless cycle. Bye, motherfuckers.
See you later.